Hi guys. Okay, this is like my third attempt because I keep doing these live streams, but my mic keeps going out and I've already changed the wire. So now I'm going to test it out. I'm going to put it down in case because move it around, it's not working. So I'm going to slowly put it down and in hopes that it stops being weird and you could keep hearing sound. So yeah, okay. I think it's working. All right. If you can't hear me later, then let me know. I'm talking pretty loud. I probably have to go and buy one of those mics. Okay, thank you, Love Life. All right. So third try, guys. So this is more of a continuation from my last stream. If you didn't see the last stream yet, please go check it out. Welcome to the second channel, Spam Masubi Boo Boo. If you don't know about my main channel, please find it linked down below. It's called Living with Lucy. We currently have almost 26,000 subscribers, and I just hit the first 25,000 subscribers, like I think this month or maybe the end of last month. And now we already gained another 1,000 followers, which is crazy. So thank you all so much for subscribing to my main channel and then also this one as well. Yeah, the world knows that I am giving it my all. The previous stream, I don't know where it cut off because my mic just decided to stop working. This mic was given to me by my brother, so I'm really sad if it's going to break. I'm going to try to figure out how to fix it in case my Shure mic breaks. But it didn't work at first, in case anybody wants to fix their mics. It didn't work at first. And I realized it wasn't working because I like do these singing videos and my QuickTime just like crashed and it said your mic isn't working. So then I was like, okay, maybe it's just like a one-off situation. I turn off the computer and then turn it back on. It's still happening. And then I was doing like a live stream on YouTube and it just straight up wouldn't even make a sound. So then I told my SO about it and then he ended up updating the software. So he's smarter than me. So he's like, oh, we should update the software. And then so now the software is updated. I never updated software, by the way, for like years. So I'm like, why does a mic need to have an update software? I don't get it. We just need less like stress. I don't like having my products needing software updates. Okay. It's annoying enough that my iPhone needs a software update. Okay. But anyways, so after the software update, I started to do a live stream. And then I don't know if it's maybe earlier, my previous live stream, I was like talking and it was working. And because I could see the little green buttons on the bottom near the mic. And then it just stopped working. And I didn't even realize until, thank you, Love Life, who I've now made a mod, told me that the live stream wasn't working. Well, I mean, the sound all of a sudden turned off. So now I changed like the wire, so the USB and the USB-C port, and then I'm not holding on to it anymore because maybe I'm moving it around and shaking it, which makes no sense because I used to shake it around and move around all the time and it was fine. So yeah, I hope it's going to be less fragile now. Maybe it's just the port. But anyways, I don't know where it cut me off earlier when I was talking about possibilities. So just to end off the previous stream, I'm really happy to be doing Whatnot Lives. This is another, I guess, item that I added to my plate of already very full plate. And it's really funny because for years now, I've been saying I'm doing way too much. And everyone in my family knows I'm doing way too much. And my friends are like, you're just like, maybe I've had people recommend me, like, maybe you just want to focus on one thing. You know how people have like a salary job and they just focus on their one salary job and they don't really branch out to other things because there's also the saying where like if you just focus on one thing, you'll do better at it, which I think it just depends on what works out for you. I think like for some people, yes, and depends on the situation. Like if all you want to be in life is like the greatest pianist of all time or the best you can be, you don't care about anything else, and like you're seriously just always happy just playing the piano, then I would say, yeah, that makes sense. You just focus 100% on that. But for me, the goal here is to explore all types of things and like experience different things in life and try different paths that just happen to profit. So like for me, it seems like I have all these different hats or all these different things on my plate, but it's actually just overall adding to all the different colors of my painting. That is my life. That's how I see it. So I never find it like I know it is too much in the eyes of everybody else. So I go along with it. I'm like, yeah, I'm doing a lot compared to what's considered the norm, like having one job, two job, or even like a third job. So I feel like in that sense, it is different, but I'm just doing what I like to do, like all the different things I'm doing. But anyways, I will get into that more about it, but I started to do, I already had like a really full plate because every single day my life was already like I had no breaks. I don't really take breaks. as in like I don't have free time to lie on a couch. I don't have free time to lie on the bed or like even really read a book unless I purposely like pull time out of my day to read that book. Like I'm reading whatever I want, listening to podcasts like when I'm on the computer, but like to actually hi there, Laura Scratcher. Yes, I'm back. I had a lot of technical difficulties, so I'm hoping my sound doesn't cut off from my Shure mic. Anyways, yeah, I thought I had to go out at this, and then I totally had the time wrong. So I need a physical calendar. I'm old. I don't know why I think I could live with a digital calendar all this time. It's not really working for me. I have too many things written in my digital calendars, like there's multiple like to-do lists, things I have to do today, things I have to do this week, all the different items on each day. And it's just honestly like, it's getting pretty stressful. So I think I need to buy like a physical calendar. It'll probably be easier. It's more in my face. I do a lot of like sticky note writing. Like I'll just like, if something's really important, like if I'm going to go on a trip and I'm like, I have to bring this item, like, not even that serious. Maybe I have to bring a selfie stick or I have to bring like my toothbrush and I'll forget it. Then I'll just like write it on and I'll like stick it like on the stove or something. Like really, I don't stick it on the stove. Stick it somewhere really obvious where you know you're going to see it. Yeah. So if I'm already doing that, I might as well just buy one of those like big calendars. So that's kind of the game plan later. Anyways, so I don't have to go yet, but I do have to go later, but I have time to do like a long enough stream here. So thank you guys for supporting this channel. I'm trying to get my hours here, which is crazy because this is already another thing I guess I decided to add to my plate this year. That was already really full. My day before I started to do the second channel already consists of editing videos. I have so many drafts, you guys. It's scary. Like I want the newest iPhone 17 that's about to come out, either I don't know, end of this year or next year. I don't know when it's coming out, so let me know if it came out and I missed it. But I want to get the newest iPhone 17 and I can't get it because all the apps I'm using, Instagram and TikTok, like I don't even use Instagram to make my videos anymore. I'm mainly focused on TikTok because I like this, like the software better. But I have old videos on my Instagram with my blonde hair and just like very old videos that are like from 2 years ago, 3 years ago, maybe even 4 years ago that I just like kept as drafts. It's not like I don't like them. I like those videos, but I just like didn't have the time to edit it. And when I say edit, I mean like the best videos for me are the ones where I'm like, oh, okay, like this is the boba I got, and like let's try this boba. Oh my god, it tastes so good. Like everything has voice in it, and like whatever I want to talk about, it's done. The editing is done. There's nothing I need to do besides maybe hitting the button for adding captions and then editing the caption. But I have so many rough drafts, and like the nightmare ones are the ones where like I totally like, let's say I go to a restaurant in China, which I have tons of those videos from just last year, talking like 30, 40 maybe. And I have videos like where I'll just like film restaurants, but I'm with people. So I'm not going to like be like, hey, hey, hey. So I'm recording it and it's just the loud restaurant noises or people talking. And then I plan to edit those with like some clips of me eating, some clips of like the restaurant, showing the restaurant and the food. Like I plan to edit those, but then I didn't edit those. And then it's like gotten to the point where like, let's say more than a half a year now passed since I like went to those Chinese restaurants in China, that I like, it stresses me out to kind of like travel back in time and think like, oh, how did I feel about the food? Like if I keep watching the video, I will remember what to say. And sometimes I make little notes in my description that no one can see until I post the video, but it becomes like a little stressful. And I'm like, I can't believe, why am I doing this to myself? So my goal is to somehow post every single video that is in my Instagram and in my TikTok, which I'm talking is hundreds, before I get the newest iPhone 17, because my phone, wherever the heck it is an iPhone 14 Pro. And the reason why it's still an iPhone 14 Pro, even though it's still good and it works, is because once I update to the 17, all my drafts, they disappear. And I feel so sorry for people that I see on like TikTok and Instagram. They're like, oh my God, I lost all my drafts. Is there any way to get it back? Because they didn't know that when they got a new phone, that all those drafts don't go from their old phone to the new phone. So yeah, be careful, because that really, really sucks to lose that. My iPhone 17 might be $2,000 to $3,000. Yeah, I have no idea. Like I remember telling you guys on the other channel that I saw in the news something about Walmart saying that like everything's going to be more expensive because Walmart feels that the things that are going to raise in price, like you can't help it, are certain items from the tariffs. But there are other items that are not supposed to raise in prices, but according to Walmart, or the person who was speaking on whatever news outlet I was watching that time, this is like at least a month ago, they were saying, oh, we're basically going to be increasing prices like across the board. So then it kind of helps the people who are, let's say, maybe you were trying to buy a fridge. I don't know if the fridge is supposed to go up or whatever, but let's say you're supposed to buy a fridge, but instead of putting all the cost increase percentage just on the fridge alone, they're going to try to like spread it across so you feel less of the pain for all the consumers in total. But I don't really know how people are going to like that. I think that's going to hit like soon, either this month or July. I think that's what I remember. Low Roller Scratchers, like, you ever heard giveaway goblin on Whatnot slang? You enter giveaway on Whatnot stream. It is nice side hustle by selling your giveaway prizes. Some people do a full-time job. Low Roller Scratcher, I think you know my SO would like, you guys would be good friends because he taught me the slang too. I know it. I thought it was called so he told me it's called a givey goblin. So I guess givey is short for giveaway, whatever. He was like, oh, there's such a thing as like givey goblins. And basically they're just people who like don't buy anything usually, and they're just like constantly scrolling and getting the free giveaways. I love it. You know what? No hate on that. I think if you want to do what you want to do and that's fair game and you're allowed to do that, because that's the whole point of free giveaways. It's not like technically completely free. You have to spend your time and you have to follow that store, and you're giving the store something, you're giving them attention during the moment, and then you're like following them, which is what they want. So yeah, I think it's great. And that's why I've been telling like some of my friends, I'm like, y'all are missing out. Like I think there's Whatnot in like different countries. Cause I remember like when I was signing up for the app, I saw like, it's like, where are you from or whatever. There's like a bunch of places. So I don't know if they have it in like Russia and India, obviously not in China. I don't think so, but yeah, it's more than just the US for sure. So I've been telling people, I'm like, guys, get on it. I'm like, it's some free stuff. So anyway, side note, if you're not already following me on my Whatnot, please do so. I am currently just a host for another store. But I've only been there for like 4 days, but we've been doing pretty well. We have over, I think, 1,300 followers, which is quite amazing. I've never grown a social media account that quickly. And I'm amazed that they could do it that quick with the help of me. And if you want to support, me and see me host a live stream where I could, on the screen, do free giveaways, or you could bid for items. Those are pretty exciting and fun. So if you're interested in seeing me do that, I will be streaming live tomorrow on the Whatnot app, 2 p.m. to about 6 p.m. So in order to see my future shows, and if you want to like get notifications, I think that's how it works, you just have to follow me. So I put the link down in the description below. It doesn't work when I try to put it in the chat. So look down in the description below and you'll see the Whatnot link. Click into it, and after you sign up for a new Whatnot app, you can get like a $10 credit, so you could use that and buy anything anywhere. And then because right when you use my link, you're following me, then click into who I'm following. I'm only following one store, and that's the one where I'm hosting at. So also follow them, and that way you'll see my stream. So hopefully I'll see you there, and I can give you a free giveaway. But I don't know if it cut me off on the previous stream, but I finally won something that I'm really happy about. So my SO told me about the Gibby Goblin stuff, and I was like, okay. And then when I got my own Whatnot app, obviously I try to like win free stuff too. So I remember I spent like 30 minutes my first time, and like so every time the giveaway starts, you'll see it. Not every single store has to do giveaways. They don't have to give free giveaways, but I do realize that the stores with like 200,000 followers, they do giveaways like, I don't know, handing out cookies. It's just so quick. It's like every 5 minutes, because every 5 minutes, a store can only hold it for 5 minutes. And I love it because it's not like it's rigged or anything. You enter because you're following them, and then the machine just like randomly selects. So like the Whatnot app decides, it does this roll spin thing, and then it decides like selects a winner as long as you've entered and you're like watching them for like the 5 minutes. Or some people scroll around and time it, as you said, Low Roller Scratcher. But yeah, I did that for 30 minutes. So I was on like at least 5 streams, like trying to get in, some with hundreds of followers, some with hundreds of entries, some with like 20 entries, some with 60 entries. And I lost all of them. So I was like, And then I just kind of got bored. But earlier, when I was having dinner today, I was like scrolling on my phone. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to give up. I want to get a free giveaway. Like, I just want to get one. I want to see if this is possible because it's possible for apparently everybody else. And my SO's told me he's gotten like a lot of free giveaways, including a prismatic EV Evolution like mini trainer box thingy. Like apparently it's like this big. He's gifted me one before. Like I did one unboxing of the EV Prismatic Evolutions. I think it's like at least 6 booster packs. I forget exactly how many, but I did that on the main channel and he gifted me that. But he ended up winning that between like, I think he said like 200 or 300 people he was up against. But today I decided to, I like Labubus, of course. I don't have the newest Labubus though. I think there's like a hierarchy now. I feel like the richest people, when you see like people, well, it's not even about, okay. So first off, there are people with like different levels of purses. So I have like right now I'm sporting a Celine bag. That's my mom's. It's vintage. It's like so old. And even if I try to sell it, it's probably worth like, I don't know, $50 or nothing, but I like it. So I'm wearing like an old bag that's like worth like, I don't know, $50. But then there's different levels to the bags. Like if I were to go outside to the grocery store or whatever, then you'll see something. I mean, I don't actually see, because I go to really cheap grocery stores, so I wouldn't bump into somebody with an Hermes bag. But sometimes I'll bump into girls and they'll have like an Hermes bag, which is like 50 grand. Some of them are like worth the value of a whole house, like $300,000. So there's different values already to the bags. But I now think this world is so funny that like now there's different tiers to your bag pendants. So these Labubus, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I just have to show you. So this is my mom's very old Celine bag, but I think like old products honestly are fantastic because a lot of the newer ones, like the newer bags that I pay, like I didn't pay for this, like it's hers. She didn't even know she had it. So when I went to China last year, like it was over at my aunt's and she's like, "That's your mom's." And I told my mom, "Can I have it? Because did you even know you had it here?" And she was like, "No." So I was like, "Okay, well, it's mine." What I love about these old bags is that it's not only leather top to bottom all around, like the inside of my purse is like all leather too, that I really like. But she's really bad with taking care of stuff. So all the brassy parts are like really old. It's like gross. And then there's like another Celine bag that's even more disgusting. But apparently you can, I think, repair bags. Sorry, I forgot what I was talking about. Where's my Labubu? Oh, I took off my Labubu. Anyways, this is Cece. This is my fave. This is the Labubu. They have different series. They're standing and sitting. So here's my standing one. This is my least favorite one. So funny. Literally me and my, like one of my best friends, her man got her a Labubu. And then my man got me a Labubu. She got a color that she didn't want. So basically, okay, this is the Have a Seat Labubu. I've already lost my train of thought, by the way. I have no idea what I'm talking about anymore. But this is her. This is my Have a Seat Labubu. And I kind of like this color. It's not the worst, but I wanted the pink one. Of course, I never get what I want. So this is Cece, but I've learned to love her because her eyes are closed and that's super adorable. But this is usually the basic one, what they all look like. And honestly, I still find them pretty ugly, but like ugly cute, you know? But this one's like literally just cute. But this one's like ugly cute. But anyways, so this is like my first one, I think, that I opened up. And then I think I opened up this one, or maybe, honestly, I forgot. But this one over here, this one is the macaron, not macaroon, macaron series. So they're like macaron colors. And this one's called the sesame bean. Or maybe it's sesame bun. I honestly forgot. I think it's sesame bean. It's sesame something. So I got this one. And out of all the colors here, I literally cut out. This is how mad I am. This is how mad I am about this that I had to cut it out. So me and one of my best friends, so both our guys basically got us this one, okay? That this is part of the box. The macaron series Labubu, right? Let me tell you. This is a secret. I don't even know what color it is. I don't care. But out of these six that you could have gotten, okay? I got sesame bean. There it is. 1 in 6 chance. I got sesame bean. She got toffee. We both don't like these ones. We both wanted something else. I think she wants the blue one the most, is what she told me last time, or the white one. My goal for everything I pull is pink. So I wanted the pink one. And my second favorite is probably the green grape. So lychee berry and green grape. Of course, we would both pull the ugliest ones in our opinion. I mean, I'm sure someone out there loves what we have, but that's just the way the world works. And what was I going to say? Yes. So Labubus, the funny thing about it is not only I feel like are people, and this is so subconsciously, I feel like girls are not going to openly be like, your Labubu's fake or like, your Labubu's old. You're not going to say that. But like, I feel like it's just in the subcontext, you know? Like if I bump into a girl and I have like a bag that you can't even sell for maybe $100 and someone else has an Hermes bag, I automatically just feel, and I shouldn't because that's so like materialistic. I automatically feel like they're looking down on me. I think it's just my own insecurities. But then it's not like I would look down on someone and be like, "Ugh, I can't be friends with you if I had an Hermes bag." But that's just what I feel like if I bump into someone with like an Hermes bag. I'm like, they don't want to be friends with me because I have a bag like this, but whatever. Now I just feel like there's like another level to it where if I have these Labubus, they're technically old. Like these Labubus are the older versions. They're not the newest series. So the newest series is that rainbow looking one. It's like tie-dye looking, which I really want. It's called Big Into Energy. But I made myself a promise that I don't want to buy it from like a second hand seller because I know there's like a lot of scams out there. I don't want to get tricked. My SO already got tricked before, I told you guys. And then I know there's also a lot of friends of mine that are selling it, but I just want to buy it from the actual Pot Mart. Okay. Like I just want to go into a physical location. I don't want to buy it online. I just want to walk into a physical Pop Mart store, like all the Pop Marts I've been to in China, and they had all the Boo-Boos, and now the American ones don't. But I want to walk in. I want to get my Big Into Energy once it's back in stock. So I want to get that. But it looks like it's going to be a while. So yeah, there's now different tiers to that. Okay. I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, my coffee from earlier in the morning. I think I caught you guys up. Oh, so in case, because I don't know what cut off from my previous stream, so I'll finish with the whole possibility situation. What I was trying to get at on my previous stream is that basically throughout my whole life, I feel like most of my life, early stages, when I was very young, including teenage times, I just felt like my life was very contained in like this box of possibilities. Like these are the jobs you can get, and that's it. Like you could never be like, this is stuff I told myself. I was like, oh, you can never be a lawyer, you can never be a doctor. That's kind of too expensive to ever consider. I also told myself like, well, it's not even I told myself, it's just I didn't think it was possible to, be I thought people who traded stocks had like to have like millions of dollars to start. So it's just like these false things that were in my mind and not understanding much, but then assuming that I did. So most of my life when I was younger, it was just a lot of that. And I think it added to a lot of unnecessary sadness. Or when I was sad, it would then amplify my sadness of feeling like my doors are shut. Like that this is like almost like this is me and then like my world. And then like it's just like it's really trapped and tiny. That's what I feel like now looking back, that's what I felt like for a very long time. And I didn't even notice it because you wouldn't know what you don't know. So you wouldn't know that you are actually trapping your thought process and that there's a lot of things out there you don't know, a lot of people you haven't met, a lot of YouTube videos you haven't watched, because sometimes there are information like when I was younger, I used to think, and I still kind of feel this way too, where like I feel more comfortable learning something from someone when I know them versus learning something from someone I don't necessarily trust or I'm not that close with. But now I'm more open to like watching a YouTube video and I'll still like not fully trust them, especially since I don't know the YouTuber in person. But I will like do my own DD to like maybe watch another YouTube video and then ask someone in real life about it. So I am opening up more doors in that sense where like of my mind and like what I'm willing to try. Right. So, but that wasn't the case when I was younger. I was just like, oh, okay, like this is it. And these are the cards you're dealt with. Okay, it sucks. Well, life sucks. Like I was just very closed-minded in a sense, but I thought I was so open-minded. Like I didn't think that there was any room for improvement. And maybe that's just also like a personality flaw. Like I thought I knew everything when I didn't. And then so when you think like that, and I hope you guys aren't like me, but when you do think you know it all, especially like as a teenager or whatever, and then you bump and you make mistakes, maybe go on the wrong path, you're going to feel even worse because you're like, I know it all, but this is it. And I suck. And I like made all these mistakes. So I definitely feel like whether it's older age, having experienced more mistakes, like now I no longer feel as trapped. And I think as the years go by, I honestly feel like I have like as more doors open up for myself or I get lucky and meet someone that opens another door for me, or I take a shot of some like I take different chances. Now I just feel like overall I feel better about the world and I feel better about myself. So it's kind of like yeah, your reflection, I guess, or your view of the world is a little bit of a view on yourself, because at one point when I was very like much not happy with myself and my own life choices, all really because of me, I wasn't really happy with the world. I'm like, oh, everything sucks. Because really I wasn't really happy with myself. But as I'm opening up more doors for myself, understanding that due to my own life choices and hard work, I've opened up different paths. Like these are like, whether it's YouTube or eBay e-commerce or whatnot, hosting live streams, or trading stocks and crypto, like all these different paths that I never did before or never really thought I could do, like all these different things that I'm doing, sponsorships for brands, like these are things that truly make me happy and also make me empowered, because I'm like, oh wow, these are things I would have never dreamed of for myself, but they are all happening. And I think each thing, although I didn't know it in the moment, is kind of a catalyst for the next thing, because I'm like, oh, I can do this. And I thought I couldn't. But now that I'm doing it, okay, maybe I could do this too. So it's almost like, I think, especially like right now with Whatnot, I am hosting just for another store. If you want to check it out, link down below. Please follow me and then follow the store that I'm following. Going to be there tomorrow, 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Check out our show. Lots of free giveaways. But yeah, it's like, I think this whole like live stream sales, even though I didn't think I could do it because I didn't give it a chance before, one reason why I think I became more, I was still like very anxious to start it, because I was like, oh my God, what if I suck? Like, and nobody's there and I can't sell anything. Like, it's going to be so embarrassing. But I was like, okay, that's the worst case scenario. So it kind of grew like thicker. And like, this stream right now doesn't have many people watching, and I don't care. Like, I've done streams with no one and I've done streams with thousands of people. So the way I see it is, once you try more things, you kind of gain thicker skin and you get stronger, and just like things don't bring me down as easily anymore. And I hope that for anybody watching, that like in time, as you grow older and as you experience more like wins and losses, you may end up realizing like, wow, there were times where I was sad about something and I didn't need to be, because I just wasn't in that headset that I am now. And I think that is completely possible. Like, your mental health, your past, your history, things you've overcome, those all add to like, I think, everybody's personalities, and then your strengths. So I'm really, really glad that I am doing it, because I think without doing YouTube and all these live streams for like the past basically like 4 or 5 years of my life, God, I've been doing it since 2021. So I've been doing live streams for like, yeah, like 5 years, since 2021, starting from YouTube. And then I started to try live streams on other platforms too, but I mainly do it here. So I think it's all the YouTube live streams I've been doing for 5 years, and the fact that I run my own e-commerce platform, like on eBay, I've talked about, and other platforms as well, that's brought me the confidence in just straight up doing sales. And I've done sales in the past, but the whole point here is possibilities are endless. And that was more of the previous episode that cut off in sound, so filling it in. Thank you guys for supporting this channel. As I think I said earlier, I don't know if I cut off, but I finally got to 100 watch hours. As you know, to be monetized on this second channel of mine, it is not easy. So I'm really grateful to one of my best friends. She watches a lot of, she probably gives me most of my hours. So thank you. You know who you are. And to all of you guys, like whether we've met in real life or not, I really appreciate like the good energy, because I know even if we never met, it doesn't mean that someone's not out there. Like, it's like I have TikTok friends and like YouTube friends where we might have never met, but like I'll like comment on their posts, whether they see it or not. Sometimes they do see it. And then like, especially new creators, try my best to like the videos, watch the videos, comment, and then like, it's all part of the algorithm. It's like just helping someone costs you absolutely nothing. So when I have a second, I will try my best to do it, and it makes me feel good. And whether they know it's sincere or not, that's not my problem. It's, you just do what you can. So I know that if I can do that, I know there's other people doing that for me and a bunch of other strangers I've never met on the internet. So it's kind of weirdly beautiful in a way. So there's that. And then I wanted to talk about, I guess, like, yeah, like life right now, and feeling like I'm almost there, but it's not enough, is what I realized I'm going through right now. I'll tell you about what's going on with life now, because I already talked about how I've opened all these different paths, and it's like I'm doing I don't even know how many things I'm doing. I'm doing like probably 20 things in a day, and that's including like trying to be a good daughter, you know, trying to be a good partner, trying to be a future mother, like all these things that I'm trying to be, like all these different hats, all these different roles I feel like I have to be, along with like things that make money, is a lot mentally, especially when you're trying to have a social life and you're trying to like save for the future, make money just to survive, and also feel good about yourself and your mental health, which to me also includes like doing chores in the house sometimes, which I'm always behind on. So I constantly feel like even though I'm doing so much, I don't feel like it's enough. And it's funny because I was chatting with one of my best friends last night, and so like all of my close friends know like I basically live in a very, very tiny space by choice, and they know that like I have enough money and I can move out, and basically like not like all my friends live in like Beverly Hills or something and make tons of money. It's not like that, but they all are in a better situation in terms of just like housing. Like they all live in a, like a nicer place, like a more of a adult, nicer home space than mine. So she was kind of like, oh, like, you know, you can do that. And she always tells me like, not in a mean way, but always in like a constructive way, like, oh, I think you should do that because I think you'd be happier if you know, spent the money, paid more rent, and like lived in a bigger place with more space, and that's nicer and more beautiful, and then you'll feel happier. So she's coming from a good place, and like my family says that too, and a bunch of my other friends. I just don't listen, so that's on me. But I have my own reasonings. I do what I do because I was telling her yesterday too. I'm like, I think I am, and I know that. I know I can, and I could have upgraded like technically in 2021. Since 2021, I could have really like upgraded, I guess, my living circumstances or whatever. Or bought a new car, right? Or I actually could have bought a house, but then I would have the mortgage payment. So, and I still don't mind because I still want to buy a house, like I said, this year, and I still will probably have to deal with the mortgage payments. Um, so that's to be continued. Pray for me though that things end up well, because right now housing market is supposed to be dropping right now all over the world. But I was telling her, I'm like, I'm like, I know it doesn't make sense, but I am happy with my choices, even though, yes, I would like to live in a two-story mansion with a Mercedes Benz, or I don't know, Tesla Model X. No, I'd rather a Bentley with the shiny lights inside. But who wouldn't, right? Like, I don't mind wanting to have a fancier place to stay, but then I just think that growing up not having much money, I always constantly feel like I'm forever going to be in the grind. Like, does that make sense? Like, at no point in my life, even when my trading account reached like more than 2 million, I was still like, oh, well, you're really poor. Like, I think that's like it's like a mentality I can't escape. And I'm not even sure if that's bad. Like, it's kind of bad, but then this is the reason why I save so much. And I feel like I am one of the few people I know that can have a very small mortgage if I even end up having a mortgage when I buy a place, because I've been saving like crazy. So there's ups and downs. Like, that was a sacrifice I made by not splurging to live in a, let's say, $5,000 rent house, or even 3,500 a month rent place, which some of my friends pay for. So I think those are just life choices, but it's definitely my own childhood, I think, that got me to this point in time where I'm just like this. Like, even if I won the lottery tomorrow and I had like $20 million in my name, I feel like I still wouldn't think that's a lot of money. Like, it's really weird. I just can't. I don't think I would ever, I don't think it's really easy for me to think I am rich, because and I'm not sure about others, but I feel like when you've struggled with money, or your family struggled with money and whatnot, like, it's hard for me to want to spend a lot. And it's hard for me to want these liabilities. Like, to me, having a house to pay for rent, that's like, let's say if you're making like even 10 grand a month, but you're paying 5 grand to the rent, which is actually considered pretty good in LA, because I know people at one point who were making 4,000 and spending 3,500 on rent, which would make their living expenses, like they would have to somehow eat food and pay for phone bills and car insurance with $500, which made no sense, right? Like, how much credit card debt are you in? So there are people who like make 10K and spend $5,000 on just rent, and then they still have extra money. But to me, that is crazy. Like, that is crazy for my books. So that's just how I see money. And that's why I feel like, okay, never mind. 20 million is a lot. And I always tell my friends, I'm like, I think my number is like 10 million. Like, if I get to 10 million, I'm not aiming for like, if I get to 10 million in terms of like my trading portfolio and like cash in the bank, I don't think I need like 10 billion. But then everyone who I talk to is like, well, that's not how life works. Once you get to 10 million, you're going to want 50 million and so forth. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there, or whatever that saying is. Okay. So that's a problem that you actually would rather have. But I like to think that I wouldn't. Like, same thing with my number of like subscribers on YouTube. Like, I don't actually want 10 million subscribers, although that would be great. But for me, it's like, okay, I'd like 100K, and I've been saying that forever, as in the last 5 years of my life. And that's what I want. So I just want that. And then if I get it, then great. I don't think I'm going to set another goalpost, but there is this book, and I'm looking at it on my shelf, and I swear I learned it from this book. Let me pull it. Oh my God, my shelf is so full. Oh, okay. Thank God. That was a miracle. So this random book, I don't know where I even like why I got it or where I got it, or maybe who gave it to me, but I've had this book since before the pandemic, and I read the whole thing, which is shocking because I don't read that much. I don't have enough time to read. But I recommend this one. It's called The Mind of the Market by Michael Shermer. And I still remember that when I read the part talking about how like money, it's like talking about how money doesn't buy happiness, but people still like talks a lot about like certain studies that's been done in the past. Talks about how like money doesn't buy happiness, but people still, like, it's well known. And even people who know that money doesn't buy happiness will still chase after it. So it's kind of like a game. But a lot of the times people just won't be happy because you're constantly like chasing for the future, the next goal post. So you're on a hedonic treadmill, I think is what they called it, or this author called it. Like, a lot of people, most humans are on a hedonic treadmill where you're constantly aiming for the next goal post. And that's why you never feel happy. You never feel enough because you're constantly chasing for the next one. So it's like, you get to 1 million subscribers, you want 10 million subscribers, and you want a billion subscribers, and it just like never really stops. And I realized like that is 100% me, and I need to fix that if I ever want to keep the real happiness that is in my life, and that's being grateful for what you have. Because if you can't be grateful for what you have, why would the universe even want to give you more, right? So anyways, if you have time, try to find this book. I found it to be surprisingly life-changing, even though not many people talk about it. Like, this is not one of the Psychology and Money, which I have yet to read, but my brother read it and I have it on the shelf. That's one of my future books to read. Psychology and Money is what everybody talks about when they talk about like finance and like, oh, it's also life-changing. I like the author, don't get me wrong, because I like his podcast and what he says in them. So I feel like I already get the gist of the book, but I'm still going to read that book. This one I don't hear people talking about, The Mind of the Market, but I really, really like it. And I'm trying to think what I meant to say on this stream that's different from the previous stream. It messed me up, my mic, but I guess my mic is working either because I changed the wires or because, I don't know, because I'm leaving it still, because earlier I was holding my mic and just going like that. Lower Left Scratcher says, if you have 10 million subscribers, but the problem, you only 3,000 people watching only. I have seen other YouTuber 10 million subscribers mean nothing if only 2,000 people watch only. Yeah, true. I know exactly what you're talking about. If you look at, because I was talking about this in a short video, Ryan's World. I always heard about this kid who obviously got really, really famous and one of the biggest YouTubers. The first, I think, big child YouTuber that like started selling items, and like, I don't know if it was Target or Walmart, I get it mixed up. But yeah, he was so big at one point. I think all his videos when he was younger got so many views, millions of views. And they have like I think at least 10 million or maybe even more than that in terms of subscribers still to this day, Ryan's World on YouTube. But if you look at their recent videos or the last time I looked at their recent videos, I don't even think he was in the videos. It was like his parents or something and other maybe employees, but they had like, I don't know, like 2,000 to 10,000 views. So, but that depends. Like some YouTuber, obviously the greatest of all time, Mr. Beast, he's still doing insanely good. He's getting hundreds of millions of views on like most of his videos. And he obviously has, I don't even know how many, he has tons. Maybe he has like 1 billion subscribers, close to it. I don't know. I'm sure he'll get it, which is crazy. So yeah, it depends. But for me, yeah, I think people who actually consistently watch and having like a loyal fan base or just a bunch of people who actually really enjoy watching your videos is much better than just having like subscriber count but like no views, right? You would like the views, but to me 2,000 views is already like pretty good. Like it depends on what it is, because I feel like long format videos, at least on my main channel, you guys can go see, like a lot of my long format ones are doing really bad. Like they just get like sometimes stuck at like 50 views or like 200 views. When I get even 1,000 views on my long format videos, I'm like, whoa, yay, congrats to myself. But the short videos are doing really well. So my theory, and from what I've seen from a lot of like YouTubers talking about it, is that maybe there, like a lot of folks say, other YouTubers say that once you start doing the shorts, you're like in the short algorithm, which is what I feel like I'm in on the main channel. You're like in the shorts algorithm. So like your long videos like suffer. Whereas if you are doing long videos, you don't do the short, your long ones have better chance of like performing better. So this channel, I refuse to do short videos anytime soon. Anytime soon. If I want to make a third channel, I think maybe that one will be completely dedicated to only shorts, and I'll just play around and see what the heck happens. Because what I'm doing right now is this channel, I'm only going to do long format videos posted. And I'm only going to do these live streams. But my main one, I've always had long ones, short ones, live streams. So I'm just going to keep it as that. I'm going to do everything with zero niche. Well, I feel like now I'm focusing more on games on the main one, if you haven't noticed, because YouTube algorithm is pushing my game stuff. Let me see what you guys are saying. Don't diamond hands on the Labubu toys forever. Labubu will end up the next Beanie Baby soon. The Labubu market will crash. Like, okay, so I don't know what happened with the Beanie Baby situation. So if you know better than me, let me know in the chat, or anyone else watching later, let me know down in the description below. My understanding is that there was a tulips something. I think that's like a flower situation, like many years ago. I don't know if it's 60s or 70s. But then there was also another situation. Okay, Beanie Babies is like 1990s. I actually thought it was the year 2000, Y2K era. But apparently, like people were collecting Beanie Babies, and then they were no longer popular, and so a lot of people spent a lot of money on them, and then it was just kind of a waste. But I like to argue that the world has changed. Okay, in the early 2000s, you clearly didn't have TikTok. In the early 2000s, I don't think Beanie Babies ever used celebrities to market them, because in the 2000s, who was popular? Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears. I don't remember them with any Beanie Babies, but forward now to 2025, obviously Labubus are super popular. And one of the reasons why I think I even got more interested into Labubu, even though when I passed by Labubus, like literally pop-ups of Pop Marts in fancy malls in Shanghai last year in July, I was like, I don't care. And I was asking my niece, who was like 12, I was like, why would anyone buy this? I'm like, it's hideous, literally. And then when I came back to America and I was watching YouTube and I saw Lisa from Blackpink with all these Labubus and like Simomos and stuff and like all these blind boxes, that's when I was like, the first brainwash layer occurred. And I was like, oh, Lisa likes it. It's kind of cute. I'm like, it's still ugly, but it's kind of cute. And then later on, I started to like see more and more TikTok videos pop up of like all these different celebrities having it, and just like regular folks or influencers with it. So I think eventually it just like, I was like, I want one too. And like, there's more that I want. Honestly, if I had the space and the money, I don't mind having a display case, buying all of them outfits, having 100 Labubus. Like I could. And there's a Beanie Baby documentary crash due to many supply. People are investing Beanie Babies for college fund. Who would invest in dolls for a college fund? But okay, never mind. Maybe people were ahead of their time, but they just banked on the wrong thing. Because if you banked on Beanie Babies, you were wrong, I guess. But then if you banked on those Charizard Pokemon cards, I guess you were right. But then now I'm like, wait, because people didn't know that Pokemon cards would be that valuable, or most normal people like myself did not see the deep value in it. We didn't make bank and keep those PSA 10 mint condition edition 1 Charizard cards, whatever those are called. So a lot of people didn't, but some people did see the value in that. And now I'm thinking, but did that ship sail though? Because ever since people like that is kind of one of the reasons I feel like Pokemon kind of made like such a big comeback. Obviously, it was Pokemon Go, the game as well, but I think it's also because of the people are like, wow, this is a great investment. So if I give a whole binder to my kids, like maybe later on they could like, I don't know, college fund or whatever. So a part of me is like, is it ever going to happen again? Like, will there be, like right now, what's the newest set? Like Destined Rivals that I want, the Misty and the side deck card. Like, will there ever be another card that you could collect after the year, like even 2010, which could one day cost more than a house or like more than a Bitcoin? Like, would that ever be possible or it just won't happen? Because I think I'm leaning towards, I hope it's true. Like maybe one day those cards would be worth more than the Charizards of the year like 2000 or whatever. But a part of me feels like no, it seems too saturated. Like it's not saturated and it's saturated at the same time. Because it's like, okay, are there a lot of Labubus? Yes, because you're seeing on the street all the time and there's a lot of Lafufus. But then at the same time, it's like they're trying to keep it limited because every single pop mart I go to, there is no Labubus. So I think the marketing strategy has gotten a lot more intelligent because they've learned these companies are billion-dollar companies, way bigger, I think, than Beanie Babies ever made it. I didn't do my DD on that. I'm just saying it out of my imagination. So go check that. You could fact check me. But I'm pretty sure Nintendo and right now Pop Mart is doing way better than Beanie Babies ever did. And I think these guys, they just know what they're doing. So they're doing the right marketing, they're hiring the right people, or they're paying the right influencers if they are doing that, and doing the right ads. I think I saw Ant-Man, the guy who's the actor for Ant-Man, do a recent, is it the Nintendo Switch, which I also heard sold out like 3 million units or something. Like they sold really well for the Nintendo Switch 2. Is it called the Nintendo Switch 2? I think so. I kind of want one now too. But yeah, I think Pokemon cards, it's like so hard to get your hands on. Labubu's so hard to get your hands on that it adds to the fantasy of, oh my gosh, like we don't know how long this is going to be around. So I don't think they're overdoing it. They're not giving out too much supplies. Beanie Baby Company's still alive. They have Beanie. Really? Okay, I don't think I've seen one for a while, like at the mall at least. I don't know where people are getting it. Maybe online. If everyone hoarding Pokemon cards in the market crash, if everyone sell it in the future. See, that's the thing though. I think they're so smart about it that yeah, everyone's hoarding Pokemon cards. I see people like getting a lot of Pokemon everywhere. But at the same time, I don't see it for sale as often as I'd like to see it for sale. You know what I mean? Like it's been years since I could go to a Walmart or a Target and buy like a lot of Pokemon cards at all. I can't even get a booster pack. Like I can't even get one pack. What usually when I go to like a Target. So I don't know what's going on. But maybe yeah, one day when everyone's if everyone's ever sick and tired of all of it, or maybe there'll be like a new popular item that's so popular overtake the market of both the Labubus and the Pokemon, which just if you really think about it, because I'm on Whatnot a lot, right? Like I'm on like obviously I want to give away for the Labubu Whatnot stream, but like it's just so crazy to me. Like, how do people have so much money? Which also makes me just feel like, wow, like we're like all living in very different worlds. Cause I'm in the world where like $60 for a Labubu is absolute insanity. And yesterday morning at like 10 a.m., I was on someone else's Whatnot stream and I was like just scrolling through it. And there was this store, I forgot the name. They have like 200,000 followers and about 600 people that were watching this guy stream. And he was just selling Labubus, like water, like as if it costed $1. But no, the bid, I think, I don't know how much he even started the bid for it. Maybe it was even like $1. I don't remember, but it just shot up. It was like 10 seconds, I swear. It'll be like 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom. And then you see like a Labubu that I swear MSRP was like $20 at best, would be selling for like $65. So like the world is in a really funky place right now in 2025 where some places are going to war, Some places are looking like a war zone, like LA right now. And then some people are spending thousands of dollars on Pokemon cards. Some people can't afford to feed their children. And then some folks can pay for $65 Labubus. So it's a really weird time right now. Or maybe it was always this weird and now it's just easier to spot because you can see all these online sales like happening in real time. But yeah, it was just like nonstop, 60 something dollars, 50 something dollars on whatnot. Like just people bidding up those Labubus that I guess maybe that's why they're doing it, because you can't get any Labubus. Because literally every single vending machine I've ever seen of a Pop Mart, like at a mall, and I've been to many malls. Okay, I've been to many malls trying to find an actual Labubu of any kind, and I can't find anything. So yeah, even the figures are very like you can't find it. So there's like all these different TikTok shop pages and like whatnot pages that are selling the Labubu figures, which I have some, but I haven't opened. So I need to do that eventually, like on a short video. But yeah, a little more and then I gotta go. But I wanted to tell you guys that I'm really happy I'm doing all this stuff because I like to challenge myself. And like I said, I want to do what challenges me and like makes me happy. Trying different things, see what works. And I'm very competitive with myself. So it's kind of like if I do YouTube, I'm like, I want to give it my all and see where it takes me. If I'm doing whatnot hosting, I'm like, I want to give it my all and see where it takes me. And then also like right now I'm just hosting for someone else. Later on, I might host for other people. And I also may consider just opening up my own store on whatnot and selling my literally like I have so many items that are just so random that I could sell new and used. Can you sell used items actually, Roller Scratcher? Like technically, I guess Pokemon cards, if I've opened them, it is used because it's not if I've opened up my booster pack and if I don't want the card anymore, I could just sell it because it's like a double. So I feel like you can sell used items. I didn't follow anybody on whatnot that sells clothing or it's used or whatever, but I do that on eBay because you are allowed to sell used clothing on eBay. So I don't know how that works. Maybe one day I'll sell my used clothes on whatnot. I don't know, because it's so easy to sell random items. Like some people spend the time and they like write in like, oh, okay, this is like AirPods or this is a deck of cards, like, and it says it. But then some folks just say this is item you see on the screen. Like it'll literally say, what are you buying? What are you bidding for? Item you see on the screen. And then sometimes it'll be like bracket, uh, color could vary. So people just see whatever the host holds up, and then they just bid for it. So technically, I could just do that too. I could do like item you see on the screen, and then I'll be like, this is my sesame bean. Just kidding. I love you. I'm not going to sell you. But I could be like, yeah, this is my sesame bean. Don't want it anymore. I don't like the color. Who wants it? All right, 3, 2, 1 bid for myself. So I'll look into that. But anyways, my plate is pretty full right now. My plate was already packed to the brim and I was complaining about how busy I was. And then afterwards, like 2 weeks after that, I decided to start this channel, which is just adding more to my plate. But I'm happy with it all. And then after saying that my plate is even more full because I decided to do a second YouTube channel. And on top of that, you guys already know that I have literally even RedNote, TikTok, Instagram, X, like, and I'm not like, I don't just use those apps like to say I have them. I constantly post on there because if I'm going to make one video, I'm going to post it on every platform. So yeah, it's a little crazy. And then even after saying all of that, and I literally, before I started to do these whatnot hosting things, I already like I try to get 8 hours of sleep. The last 2 days, I think I'm just like wired because I'm a little overwhelmed with all the different things I'm doing. Like my mind's trying to like, it's like a machine trying to adjust to everything. Now for the last 2 days, I only had 5 hours of sleep. And like, I don't know how I'm surviving on back to back 2 days in a row, 5 hours of sleep each. It's not like I'm taking a Red Bull or anything or a Monster. Might have to consider doing that soon. But yeah, the last 2 days, I don't know how I was able to like back to back do so many things and like basically, well, I did like a 4-hour live stream yesterday, just chatting nonstop on whatnot. And then now I'm talking to you guys for like the past, I don't know, 2 hours. And then last night, I also like, after my 4-hour stream, I like called, I think like someone from my family and I called one of my best friends. So I overall talked for another 2 hours. So I basically used my vocal cords. I could talk for like 6 to 8 hours nonstop in a day, which is insane. But yeah, like now I have my packed to the, but before I was already packed to the brim. I had no free time. I would just like try to sleep 8 hours if I could in the past before doing the whatnot streams and stuff. I would just like try to get 8 hours, which would leave me like 16 hours in a day. And I'm pretty much on my feet the whole 16 hours because I don't sit down. I don't do anything. Like even when I'm eating, I'm like doing something. I'm either like consuming some type of podcast to, in hopes help me with something else that I'm doing, or I'm watching TikTok videos to make my own TikTok video. So it's like everything I'm doing is to do something else. So like every second I'm either listing or making videos or editing videos or doing live streams or trading stocks or responding back to customers, like, or thinking what to buy to list other items. Like every second I am doing something already for the past, I guess, few years of my life. And then I decided to do this whatnot stream thing, which I love. Don't get me wrong. I love. It's like a very cute community over there too. And it's nice because like I feel like it's different too, because people, it's like non-political. It's not about like crypto is good, but then I remember like when there were like a lot of people in my previous streams in the past, sometimes people would like get mad at each other because they're like interested in different crypto. But when you're on whatnot and you're just like buying stuff, people just like chat and just like try to outbid each other. Like it's funny and it's fun. So different worlds, but I like it. And yeah, now I basically have a insane schedule where I really have to just be more smart. It's challenging in the sense where like I can do it, but it's just challenging that I have to be more focused now. I feel like I was already super efficient with how I run everything. Like I don't waste time. If I'm in a line for like a restaurant, I'm going to wait 20 minutes. I'm not waiting like twirling my thumbs for 20, 30 minutes or staring into space, even though that's kind of nice sometimes. I'm like, I have pre-taken photos of items I'm going to list on eBay or any other platform. And I'm either listing those items to make money or I'm responding to customers or I am posting videos that I had pre-taken, or I can straight up just make like a short video while I'm waiting in the line of a restaurant or at Disney or something like that. So that's pretty much like how I already did things. But then now I am trying to be even more efficient. So I'm trying to be quicker with it. So let's say if I'm cooking something, I now have to be more smart with how fast I'm going to cook, or like waste less time walking around in a grocery store and really just get to the point of like what I'm going to buy. Whereas before I was more chill, like, okay, I could go to a grocery store and be like, I definitely want to cook like maybe short ribs, or like I definitely want to cook fish, but what else do I want to cook? Like, okay, like I could walk around this grocery store for like an hour and it wouldn't matter. But now it matters because my time is just way more limited. And my goals have, if anything, gotten higher and higher. But I think it's okay. As long as I'm not going to be bummed out, even if I don't reach all of my goals, but I still give it my all, it's going to be chill. Labubu Toys is no different. Crypto, if everyone from Labubu now, soon, later a huge correction. Well, I'm ready for it. And I think that's how you should, like, personally, like I said, I always thought they were really ugly, especially this one. Look at his face, which is the normal face of a Labubu. This is like a special sitting edition, one of the sitting edition ones, the have a seat edition. I still think they're like ugly cute, but like if they stop being popular, I chose to buy them. So I feel like I'm never really down to sell it. Like these are like part of my memories of 2025 now. So I personally think I'm just gonna hold on to my Labubus forever, or maybe just like, well, I hope it's still popular though. I think it's like the same concept as like Pokemon people. Like right now, I'm collecting my Pokemon binder and it's looking pretty sweet, but I want to add more to it, and it's still gonna be mine. But one day, very far, far, far away, and probably when my child's like 25, maybe, or 30 years old, I'll give them my entire collection, maybe, or not. So the way I see it is hopefully it's still popular, that you, when you pass it down to somebody, it's still popular. Or if I don't have kids, I could just sell it like down the line and it's still popular. These, if you ask me which one, like I'm pretty sure you guys will, most people will agree that if you're going to diamond hand this or diamond hand Pokemon cards, my bet is going to be Pokemon cards, just because Pokemon cards has a pretty good track record of being around since, well, I guess at least like 25 years or maybe more than that, right? And these have a shorter track record, but it doesn't mean it wouldn't do well. For me, it's more like hygiene, though. I think like cards are easier to take care of because I'm putting it in the penny sleeve and I'm putting it in a binder. So protects it from the dust, or if you put in a slab, then it's like all clean and stuff. And this, I put it in these protectors, so it's basically brand new. Although these are kind of like, my ESO bought me these. They're kind of cheapy. Like sometimes when I'm shopping around, like it'll just pop open. So I find that kind of annoying. I might have to tape it. Like I literally might have to tape it down. As it just pops open. So luckily someone on my TikTok, because I took off this part originally because it already has the Labubu. It comes with a pendant at the back originally. But someone on my TikTok was like, don't take off the metal part, because the metal part comes with a case that he bought me. And apparently these things, they do collapse. Like they'll just like open up. So I'm glad that I did that. Otherwise I might have lost this one. And that would have been sad because it's so cute. What's it called? Yeah, so I think my value is going to be higher though if I do decide to sell it, which I don't, because it's cleaner. Whereas like I don't want someone's dirty like Labubu, Lafufu, even if it has an outfit, if they're just like putting it outside their bag and people are touching it constantly. Like maybe if you don't allow anyone to touch it, like some people don't let anyone touch their pets, that's better. But I don't really want to sell them. I just want to collect. It's definitely an addiction, but this is just like the type of addiction that takes up too much space. So unless you're really rich and have like a walk-in closet and a whole display case for your Labubu, which I wish I had, you just can't get too many of. But like Pokemon cards, I have a lot more Pokemon cards to open up. So if you guys have not checked out my Pokemon unboxing videos, that is on the main channel. I'm gonna bounce. Thank you guys so much for those of you that joined this stream. Love Life, Low Roller Scratcher. Was Secret Twin in this one? Or okay, I don't think Secret Twin. Oh, Harambe Secret Twin. Thank you for coming earlier. I don't know if you left. But thank you guys for supporting this channel and giving me these lovely hours. Hopefully more folks enjoy my second channel or just talk about anything under the sun. Oh yeah, funny story. So because I'm doing so much, it does leave more room for error, because one of my streams, and you can find it here, I think I was wearing like a white cardigan. It was like maybe my second or first stream. No, it was the first stream. I think it was the first stream that I streamed, but it was like the first stream on Whatnot that I streamed onto this channel here. But technically it's my second stream, because the very first Whatnot stream, I did not record myself doing it. Like on YouTube. But the second Whatnot stream, I streamed it on YouTube. So that one, that's technically shown as the first Whatnot stream you guys will ever see here. It looks like I'm just talking to myself, but I was talking to like a phone of the Whatnot people. But that one, I was so busy. I'm pretty sure it was that one, or one of the last. I have 3 recorded, I think. One of the last ones. I was like so out of it because I'm like trying to rush and like put on my makeup and go out and do this and do that, that I don't look at myself in the mirror as often. And you think I would, because I'm like putting on makeup, right? And I'm like trying to look nice for my short videos or like do live streams. So I do put on makeup, but I don't actually, and I take pictures, I make videos, but I don't actually spend enough time. I don't even brush my hair. So like, I think my hair hasn't been brushed for like 3 or 4 days. But I need to brush that. Okay. I don't spend much time to like groom myself or like look at if everything's okay in the mirror enough, that like after my 4-hour stream that was streamed here too, I like looked back at one of my videos because I was like, oh, I want to see the angle of like how things were. I'm like, what is that? And I realized like that an eyelash, so like literally one of these fluffy fake eyelashes, was like on the side of my hair the entire 4-hour stream of Whatnot. So, but luckily it's more obvious because this laptop was tilted to the side. So I think that's why it was more obvious when I looked back at myself doing, I was like, whoa, that's like an eyelash. But then like not a lash, but like the full fake lash, like an eye on my hair. And then I think maybe on Whatnot, since my hair is thankfully black and the eyelashes are black, that I think when the camera's facing towards me, I don't think the Whatnot people found it, thank God, because that would have been weird. But yeah, I actually realized it before watching the stream, because I was like touching my hair when I finished the stream and I was like, what is this? And then I saw it and it was like a full eyelash, but then I touched my own eyelashes and I'm like, wait, they're there. So like, where did this come from? And then I realized it's because the day before I was drinking coconut water and I was like walking around in the mall. And then I just like, sometimes I just get annoyed and I don't want to have makeup on, or I get stressed out that I do have too much makeup on and I'm not going to do any more streams or videos. So I just like rip off my lashes. So I was at the mall and I think I ripped, like, it's not that dramatic. It doesn't hurt or anything, but you should technically use makeup remover to make it like more smooth of a transaction. But I usually every night I just like pull it off. I don't care. And if I lose some lashes, I lose some lashes. But I pull off my fake eyelashes, which are always glued on. And that, like, I wanted to still save them and wear them again. So then I stuck it on my coconut water bottle, but then I think I forgot about it. And then that was in my bag though. So somehow my hair, somehow that fake eyelash got into my hair the day after, which is disgusting. So I hope there's not like another one in here, like another fake eyelash. I'm never doing that again. Anyways, take care, guys. Oh, see, my light's telling me to go. Take care. Love you. Thank you for supporting my channel. And then also, like I said, if you want to support me on my Whatnot stream, please also for sure follow me on link down below. And if you want to see my current hosting for another store, you can follow the only store that I'm following. And if you definitely follow me though, and use my link, get that $10 credit for Whatnot. And I will eventually be doing my own streams over there on a Whatnot and selling items, hopefully. So take care, guys. See you next time. Bye.